Took my family away from my Carolina home, had dreams about the West and started to roam. 6 long months on a dust-covered trail. They say heaven's at the end, but so far it's been hell. And there's fire on the mountain, lightning in the air, gold in them hills, and it's waiting for me there. We were digging and shifting from 5 to 5, selling everything we found just to stay alive. Gold flowed free like the whiskey in the bars. Sinning was the big thing, Lord, and Satan was a star. And there's fire on the mountain, lightning in the air, gold in them hills, and it's waiting for me there. Dance hall girls were the evening treat, empty cartridges and blood lined the streets. Men were shot down for the sake of having fun, or just to hear the noise of their 44 guns. And there's fire on the mountain, lightning in the air, gold in them hills, and it's waiting for me there. Now my widow, she weeps by my grave, tears flow free for her man she couldn't save. Shot down in cold blood by a gun that carried fame, all for the useless and no good, worthless claim. And there's fire on the mountain, lightning in the air, gold in them hills, and it's waiting for me there. And there's fire on the mountain, lightning in the air, gold in them hills, and it's waiting for me there. Waiting for me there. Waiting for me there.
Hey, YouTubers and friends. Welcome to another Tuesday night Hangout Live. Tonight, ToledoJess and I have Steve on from Starry's Lost and Found. Should be a really good show, as always. What can I say? I'm biased. But, with with no more further ado, let's get this party started.
Hello, everybody, and welcome.
I just might say that.
Of Tuesday night Hangout Live. It's Tuesday night Hangout Live. It's Tuesday night Hangout
I see what you think.
with your hosts, and Marvin, and ToledoJess. Tuesday Night Hangout Live is a Flash in Your Pan production.
Every day on the cricket beat, flashes your plan.
Oh, okay. Good idea. Here, hit the like button. What's that?
About time. I didn't even remind you this time.
No, actually, you did remind me right at the beginning there, just before I did it. On the screen, a big thumbs up comes up, reminding you to hit that thumbs up.
And Ronald was on time tonight.
He was early. He was
Yeah.
actually here before the show started.
Yeah.
What's up, Ronald? Hi, Susan.
Susan
Back at you.
Hamilton. Banshee Mining. David Villa. Drum
You
Detect. How you doing, Joel? Mr. Lodak, the world's greatest moderator. Tin Man, thank you for the stickers. I got a Tin Man sticker for you, Jesse.
Oh, cool.
Pilot.
David Villa. Cool, I like stickers. I got a bunch of stickers.
Yeah. GoPro Unlimited, Kyle King, good to see you. Bull. Brad Welsh, our Aussies are here.
Yep, I saw Brad.
Ira Z. Hello,
Kyle
welcome to Tuesday Night Hangout Live and Flash in Your Pan. Don't remember ever seeing
Let me
you
change
before.
from top chat to live chat. That way I get to see all the chats.
Bill, Ohio Relic Hunter, good to see you as always. Nightbot, hello. Carson, JP. I saw JP earlier.
That kind of sucks.
What's that?
I raise Z. Only place I can find gold in Hawaii is in recycled dryers. What, the motherboards? Cool.
There's gold in a lot of electronics. I just wish
I was just thinking the same thing. Well, don't they have computers there too, and electronics and other kinds?
Yeah, and then you could find silver and light switches and stuff.
Right.
Frank, looters.
Catalytic converters.
Looter 8.
No, not them.
That's catalytic converters, platinum.
Right. But you don't want to get those.
Well, unless you can obtain them legally, you don't want to be jacking up cars, sawing them off. Then you'd be like LA, New York,
or Toledo,
Toledo, Columbus, Indianapolis.
Cincinnati, Indianapolis, Dayton, Houston. It's
Right,
everywhere.
right. Any new
Well,
news on the block?
oh well, my last part for my truck's supposed to be here on the 15th.
Well,
So
it should be done before you head west to
right,
Blue Leads
yep,
Nugget Hunt. I'm happy for you guys, but I'm bummed for me.
yeah, bummer you can't go.
I agree.
But oh
Terry
well, we're going.
Curry,
But we're
Bacchus,
going.
just clean a crack for me. That's all
All
I
right.
ask. Clean a crack. Now,
I'll tell you what. Here's
if
what I'm
I
gonna
could
do.
get a bunch of people going there to clean a crack for me,
Right,
it'd be like I'll be there in
have a
spirit.
whole bunch of clean crack.
Oh, and my brother James is gonna try and make it down to it.
Oh, cool. How's their? I was gonna ask you about that. How's their place coming? They ever get a camp going?
They're kind of still working on it. I had a nice talk with James. What was it? Monday after work? Yesterday after work, I think it was. We had a nice chit chat. Now, James, are you in the room? And
Yeah,
speaking of,
I'm all into camping out there someday like that. That'd be
yeah,
awesome.
it'd be cool. I brought it up, because if they could get like that drift mine opened up and that other mine opened up, and then there's water in that creek year round. So
Right?
they do have
It
a
looked,
they
it looked promising.
they do have an implement with air that could be rather good. I just told James, get a good wetsuit, jump in there. Don't need
Yep.
to wait for someone who knows how to run it. Jump in there and learn.
Learn.
I want to welcome all the lurkers also in the house
Yes.
that don't
Let's
want
not
to
forget our
talk to
lurkers,
take away from the show, but we
our
all
fabulous
appreciate
friends.
you too. And I was gonna add Susan Hamilton tonight in the lurkers, but she's already chatting in the room, so
She's already chatting.
can't do that. But our other lurkers and also all of you, I'm gonna do it at the beginning of the show instead of at the end of the show. But all of you over at iHeartRadio and Spotify, thank you very much. If you're not yet listening to us over on Spotify, head over there, follow us there. Be greatly appreciated. Other than that, we have Steve with us from Stories Lost and Found, and I'm gonna pin you up, Steve.
There you
And
go.
so you're front and center. Oop, now I gotta
Here's the
adjust my
man.
zoom. I wish it was self-adjusting. Got so much going on in my
You can handle
encoder.
it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Good thing I'm not professional. They'd expect perfect. Huh. Um, they'd expect perfect. There you go.
Yeah,
Hello,
I
Steve,
saw.
and welcome. What you see?
There was a question in the chat room about magnetics and gold. You know, and you see these videos about. I've seen a couple, anyways. Guy pulling out the gold with a magnet.
Yeah,
Uh,
I saw those.
and,
Those are the
and
guys.
honestly, for people that just get into like prospecting, trust me, we all think about magnetism when we're prospecting for gold. If
This is gold. Here's a magnet.
right, if you could use a magnet to find gold, pretty sure it would already have been done. Just saying.
Yeah. Well, now if you throw now like Clash, who also lurks if
Right.
you're out there, Clash. He's actually found gold using like a magnet fishing magnet and scrape off the black sands, and it gets caught up
Sure,
in the
because
black
like
sands and
we
liberates
know,
it.
right. We know what happens when you lock up black sands that have gold. It stays in there,
Yeah, yeah.
right? So with banging like that, if you run into a spot, yeah, that's really kind of a cool idea. You think about it. If you're in a creek that you know has gold and has a lot of black magnetics, and just go in there and clean up the magnetics and then work that.
Yeah, yeah.
Why not?
If you find gold.
But you wanna hear something weird about a magnet? You know how magnets attract ferrous metal,
Yeah.
right? Do you know that it repels aluminum? It repels it. It can push. You can take and try this at home, kids. It's a nice, safe one. Take a magnet, get an empty aluminum can, lay it down, and move the magnet towards it, and it will roll away from the magnet. It literally has.
Well, I don't have an aluminum can.
I don't have one handy either, but it works. I've done it.
I've done it.
Well,
There's your science project.
Well, you think about it. How do you check a silver round to make sure it's actually silver with a magnet?
I use a magnet slide.
Right.
Got it right
So
here.
it does have an effect. What it's doing though is it's pushing away.
Yeah, you could tell it fake because, and it actually kind of repels, slows, repel. A magnet won't, silver round won't go real fast down a magnet slide. It will kind of drag down it.
Right.
Where a fake silver round will.
Right. So it's not just that a magnet attracts ferrous metals. It actually repels. I wonder if it actually repels gold. Oh, I know how you can find out. Gold leaf. It's really light.
There you go. Jersey Ray Diggs, how you doing, sister?
Hey, Joe. So these are the kind of things that spin around in my head sometimes.
B3, everybody, B3 Relics Recoverist book is now available on Amazon. If you want, Chris, go ahead, throw in your link to your book.
All right, here, hang on. Brandsley Treasure Hunter.
Yeah.
Welcome, and it's Flash in Your Pan.
Thank you, Jesse. I'm
Flash
just so used to.
We'll explain it one more time. Flash in the pan. This is what it's like a one-hit wonder.
Or a flash pan on your muzzle loader.
Right. That too.
And the term flash in the pan originates from the muzzle loader, from when the flint hits the powder thingy.
In the pan.
Yeah, it hits the pan. Or a flash in the pan is, like Jesse said earlier, a one-hit wonder, here and gone.
Right.
It's flash in your pan, because I hope everybody has a flash in their pan.
Yep. And that's how that is. So we have a guest tonight named Steve. He's got a channel called Starry's Lost and Found. Tell us about your channel name.
Where'd it come from? Yeah.
Yeah. What's it about? The name. Then we'll get to the
The
channel.
name, it's about, people lose things. I find things. The story part comes, I originally started out with a channel called Starry Lock, which was a lock sport channel. And
What kind of channel?
lock sport, people that take padlocks or door locks and open them as a method of solving a puzzle.
Oh, okay.
Not for
I know
illegal purposes, because lock sport has its rules where you don't pick locks in use or anything it doesn't belong to. But
you mean like being able to open up a master lock without anybody even
like
knowing it got opened up?
picking a
Yes.
lock.
Or without even pick marks?
if you examined it with a microscope, I don't think you could do that. But
Yeah.
you'd leave some kind of minor scratches on the pins.
No. Not my trick. My trick has nothing to do with the locking mechanism. It actually only has to do with the ball. The ball on the spring.
Yep. Shimming works nicely with some locks. Doesn't work with all of them.
Oh, well, it does work with all masters. Don't tell the world that.
Actually, I think Marlin does that now, and Chris from Bogus Prospecting, he does that kind of to when he's having anxiety or post-traumatic stress issues.
But this site is about solving the puzzle of unlocking the lock, right? Not just busting open a lock.
Right. That's what Starry Lock was about. I started up this channel because for whatever reason, YouTube took that channel away from me and then restored it and then took it away and then recently took it away again. So I don't know why that keeps happening.
Well, for probably they took it away because of my story. Being able to open up master locks, and because that's the direction that normally takes. Not to say that anybody in your group is like that, but in general, you always got the bad apple that goes for it. No, maybe, yes, could be.
I don't know. Maybe.
No, yeah, well, human nature.
Yeah, Joel, like, Drum and Detect is like, I had never heard of Lock Sport before Starry and a few others. And I found a lot of keys. Does it worth anything? I'm not sure. Maybe dependent on.
I don't know. Lock that. What he's describing, what they call lock sport, has always intrigued people about how to break into locks without detection, how to solve the puzzle. I mean, back even in the days when I used to make strong boxes, you always had that guy trying to figure out how to get into it for whatever reason.
Right.
So it's nothing new. I think it's more, you see more of it now because of the inner zones.
Right. YouTube, Rumble, whatever.
Sure.
Odyssey.
I mean, YouTube is great for that. Just get on YouTube and punch in what it is you want to know.
Sky's the limit for the most part.
Yep. What can you do with a portobello mushroom?
So I took Starry from Starry Lock, and then I hadn't really solidified on one form of treasure hunting, and so just sort of tried to have a generic term of lost and found, of someone has lost it and I have now found it.
Right.
I know that sounds an awful lot like Clark's Cove there. If you lose it, we find it, but
Well, it's funny. One of the things that we've noticed doing this show is there's stuff lost all the time.
oh yeah.
Everywhere. In places you would think, wait, there's no one been here. And you find, treasures from people being there 50, 60, 100 years ago, out in the middle of nowhere.
Yep.
It's amazing what gets around. It's amazing. And I'll let you say it. When did you start your channel?
It's been 2 years since I started this channel.
How long you been treasure hunting? Well, let me ask you this. What's your favorite form of treasure hunting?
I don't completely have one.
Okay.
I started out with magnet fishing, and then a year ago for my birthday, some friends got me a metal detector. And over the winter, I actually was going to collect, I don't know if you've heard of hobo nickels before, or hobo coins.
Yes.
Actually, vaguely.
It's when the
Like a token?
carved currency. Carved
It's
coinage.
for the most part modifying legal currency. Started out, according to story, with the buffalo nickel during the Depression, with hobos carving the coins and modifying the figure to look like other people that they know, like gathered around the campfire, and they would carve it and then use that as a method of barter for something more than a nickel.
I mean, like you do a different carve an animal or a particular person or just anything.
It depends on the carver.
Yeah, some carve skulls and animals and whatnot. Depends on the carver, like Steve said.
So that falls in the line of hobo art, right?
Right. Hobo art also falls under exonumia, or the side art.
Right.
Not quite coins. Tokens
and not folk art.
The original hobo nickels could be considered folk art, I think. The modern ones, I'm not sure what category they fall under. There was originally, people only collected the original hobo nickels, and then starting in the 90s, there was a resurgence of the art form. Now there's a lot of different.
I was just gonna ask you, what do you consider a new hobo nickel or a hobo coin? You said from the 90s up, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Did any of these carvers get famous? Did any of them come into prominence because of their carvings?
I don't think so in their life.
No, probably not in their life, but at this point,
probably like most artists after they're dead.
Right. But at this point, right now, today, if you were to say, whose hobo art would you love to find?
That one guy.
That one guy that wrote the.
I see you share his stuff sometimes, and I believe you bought some stuff from him, Steve. He has a YouTube channel. Do you have an idea who I'm talking about, Steve?
Not for certain.
Oh, okay.
You can almost look at these guys like the modern napper. you find old Indian artifacts, and those are like the really cool. Then you have the modern napper who makes arrowheads and blades and points and stuff, and those are cool too, but they're not the original, right? They're not the
Right.
They're not
Yeah.
the. Now, I don't want to say original. I don't want to say original. They're not the artifacts,
Right.
because I don't want to call. I don't want to. You don't want to call modern day arrowheads or points or anything like that fake, because they're not fake. They're just modern.
Right.
You
Yep.
know, I imagine the same thing goes with the coins.
I'll give you an example of a hobo nickel, Jesse.
We'll give it to the chat room, and then
I am. I'm gonna share it.
okay. All right.
These aren't necessary nickels, or look like a $50 or something. There's a nickel in here, but
According to tradition, the reason that the nickel was originally used in the 20s and 30s is because it was the largest coin of non-precious metal. So it was very readily available to some hobo who is your migrant worker.
Right.
Your modern carvers, coins are more readily available, which is why they could take something like that Franklin $50 there and modify it, which is something probably your traditional nickel coin carver wouldn't do, just because it's silver. And
yeah, I was just gonna say that's a silver coin there. Oh, that's a Mexican peso.
Yep.
That was cool. I'll have to check into this.
So I was going to slowly find them as I went along, and then shared them on my channel over the winter. And then lo and behold, I had to take my car in for service, and they had me waiting for, well, you know what it's like to take a car in for service. The next thing you know, you're waiting there for 2 hours. Yep. So I'm out and about. I decided to check out the area around where the dealership was, and I came upon an estate sale, and there was this box that you probably wouldn't approach the box normally if it hadn't had a little sign that's I don't remember what exactly the sign said. There was something about the sign that made me think there might be something of value in the box, and the box had been sitting in the rafters in a garage, and so it was covered in burnt
good boxes.
And the coin dealers that were there had no interest in the box, so I decided I let it go through in the first round, and then half bid what they initially wanted for it, and for $50 managed to get 93 hobo coins. They're all contemporary ones, but that's when your average hobo coin is selling for 20, 30, and then for the more famous cloggers, maybe 300 a coin. To get the whole 93 coins for $50 is a great deal.
Yeah. And that's it. Yeah. Was it an auction? You said it was an auction, or just
it was an auction at an estate sale. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta look a little bit closer now. So now here's a question, because that's something that can be easily faked, right? I mean, I can take an old coin from the 30s or 40s or something and do that, and then get it all patina. How would I be able to tell the difference? I mean, there's ways to tell the difference between, a modern coin and an artifact. There's ways to tell the difference in those.
There are, if you're taking an original coin from that time period, it's going to have a lot more wear and tear. That's one possible way. I think the major way,
right, that makes sense.
that there's a society called the original Hobo Nickel Society, and they have people who are trained and know, sort of like your art critic who knows
Right.
paintings. They know these coins and know the style and things that really say this is this person. I'm sure that can be faked the same way that you end up with some art galleries having extremely what they thought were extremely valuable paintings only to turn out to be fakes. But
Sure, you get somebody who's really good at copying, and do they ever? Are any of them ever signed?
there are some of them that have initials,
Ah,
and
okay.
there is a database online that actually that's fairly thorough and takes all the styles of initial signatures and then tells you who that artist is.
All right, so I'm assuming not every hobo on the railroad could do that, right? So, like, were there maybe a couple dozen across the whole country, just a handful, or?
There's a handful of famous carvers. How many there were, I don't know.
Yeah.
The tools that modern engravers use are expensive, but you can go as simple as taking two good steel nails and rubbing it against a rock until you form one into a V and one into a flat chisel-like blade.
Right.
And that will be good enough to engrave the
Right. Yeah.
nickel
Because
or anything.
because the coin is fairly soft. I mean, it's not.
Yep.
It's not the softest. It's not the hardest metal either. So a steel point or a steel edge would scratch it because another coin will scratch it. So
Right.
yeah, I guess it wouldn't be that hard to carve. You just have to be. You'd have to have a lot of ADHD. Because that would be a very meticulous thing to do. And I used to cut designs out of silverware, out of those silver handles. They have those floral patterns on them. I would cut those out with a saw, and I mean, really intricate cutting, these little jeweler saws, and make earrings out of them. Right? That's some tedious work. I can imagine what it'd be like to try to scratch in one of those skulls onto a coin. I want to try it. So, how long have you been treasure hunting? Since you don't have a specific treasure hunting.
For about 2 years.
About 2 years. Okay, so you just got into it. You've been doing.
YouTube videos. I got into there was some point I was watching a fair amount of Treasure Vixen videos
Gold treasure vixens.
and got interested in magnet fishing.
Yes. So that's something a lot of us. I mean, I feel like I've always been a treasure hunter since a little kid.
I probably was to one extent or another. I wasn't, metal detecting or magnet fishing. I mean, I collected comic books, I collected cards. Yep.
Right. Trash is future. Trash is future treasure.
Yeah, that's why people bottle dig.
Right. Have you done any of that?
I have not. I have no idea where in this area.
It's
You
pretty
bottle
cool.
dig.
It's kind of fun, you know. Here's some hints. Old farm sites where there's farmer's house been there forever and ever and ever, and they got a creek running through it. Probably along their bank somewhere. They've got their old dump site where they used to dump all their stuff down or a gully, right, right. On farmland where they got, yeah. Those are always good places there. Yeah, especially in Iowa. You got lots of farms there. I would look around the creek areas and you like Ed said along the gullies and stuff. You start walking up them, you'll start finding if you see a bunch of broken glass and metal sticking out of the ground, you found a dump site.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Yeah. And they're kind of fun to look around. You get your Sherlock Holmes eyeballs out there and start looking around really close, and you start noticing. It's kind of funny because like when we walked up to this one spot that Ed was just not talking about, couldn't really tell. We just looked like a bunch of trash laying there. But then as you started looking around, you realize, no, yeah, it is a bunch of trash, but there's tons of it coming down this gully, just loaded. And that's what they used to do. So you found an awesome bottle there. Yeah. Okay. Rachel wants to know what is your favorite find to date?
Um, I think the harmonica reed I found metal detecting.
Oh yeah. Did you just find the reed? You didn't find the other parts?
I didn't find any other parts. I know what walnut tree it was under, so I haven't gotten back yet to that
Ooh, there might even be
permission to look for it, but
there might even be a coin spill there. That'd be cool. You know.
it's possible.
Yep. Hello, Shaw's Mining. So hello to everybody. Ray Z says, when I was young, I tried to find diamonds on Diamond Head. Yep. What detector are you using, Steve?
I started out with a Garrett Ace 400, and I just recently won from a giveaway that KCMD was doing a simplex, but I haven't even assembled that one yet. So
Yeah, that question came from Jersey Range Diggs, our friend Jersey.
I started out with a Rogue Beast. I've won a few magnets from Kratos. So mostly I use the Beast, even though it's a one-sided magnet. Rogue has put out some double-sided magnets lately, so.
Yeah, Drum Detect wants to know what's your favorite coin so far.
My favorite coin is a 1962 Franklin $50 that my grandmother gave me. That's my birth year, is 62.
I was just gonna say, well,
favorite
maybe
coin find is a couple different hobo nickels that I have managed to find.
metal detecting?
What's that?
Metal detecting or just finding?
Just finding.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Boxes? No, he's
Yes, I
not.
was.
I don't. Oh, yeah, I would hear you.
Yo!
Ed.
That doggone mute button, I don't know. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Lodak.
So where are you from, Steve?
Iowa.
Iowa.
You're from Iowa. Are you born and raised in Iowa?
Yes.
Ah,
I've lived other places, but I'm
ah,
born in Iowa and I'm back in Iowa.
yeah. Same thing with me. Born in Ohio, back in Ohio.
I'm a transplant.
Yeah. So what is your plans for or do you have any plans for your YouTube channel?
I do not have any organized plans for my YouTube channel.
No.
Maybe I think I just got into that habit when I kept having Starry Lock taken down by YouTube, that I've just gotten sort of it's there and I'll use it when I can, as long as I have it.
So it's not like you're trying to earn a living on YouTube or anything like that.
I do not expect to ever make a living on YouTube. No.
Well, for over 1,000 in just 2 years, you're doing extremely well, Steve.
So what other types of videos you put on your YouTube? What other kind of stuff do you YouTube?
I've done some coin stacking, and I've done some exonumia, looking at pressed pennies or hobo nickels. I've done some magnet fishing
Cool.
and some metal detecting. For whatever reason, I have a magnet fishing video. I had won this magnet, I think it was a brute magnet, on a giveaway, and then I had a friend who said that she was somewhat interested, so I gave her the magnet, and we had a day at the dock. It's like a 7-minute video, and for some reason it blew up recently in Latin America. I have over almost 30,000 views on it.
Is that your introduction video that you got?
I don't remember what I have up.
It's where you're waiting for your friend to show up where you're at.
Yep, that's it.
And you don't show any of the you don't show any of the magnet fishing. You just show you waiting for her and then what you guys found.
Yeah, I didn't know how she would feel about being on camera, so I didn't film
Did you
any
ask?
of us actually magnet fishing.
Squirrels, magnet fishing, and outdoors. Welcome. AUR Prospector in the house.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
So somebody.
Now,
Somebody
have you ever had anyone approach you yet while you were out doing anything, magnet fishing or detecting, and say, "I know you. Your story's lost and found"?
No.
No.
I'm in a
Not
town
yet.
of 3,000 people. I don't think anybody around here watches my stuff. So it might happen someday, but hasn't happened yet.
Oh, you'll
Well,
be
with
surprised.
1,300 subscribers, it'll happen. You'll be surprised. You'll be doing something, totally out of what your videos are. But someone
Okay.
will hear you talking and hear your voice. And they'll go, I know that voice. It's really weird. But it'll happen
Someday.
someday. Don't be surprised. Be leery, but don't be surprised. Be cautious, I should say.
Yeah,
I'm
especially
never
if they say
surprised when
some.
somebody suddenly knows me and I don't know them because I'm in a town of 3,000 people.
Well, yeah, you know, I was 2, 3, 4 states away, and somebody recognized me. I didn't know who they were, but they knew me. So they just hear your voice.
It happens.
Hopefully, it happens where there's a lot of other people around, in that some dark alley or something.
Josie Ray gets recognized for acting at her little playhouse. Not so much from YouTube, she says, so. That's surprising, Rach. You're a star.
Stage and screen.
Yes, sir.
Question, a couple of comments up. You got another question, Rachel? Let me see. Rachel's doing really good tonight.
Yeah, I told her to keep them coming.
Okay, Rachel wants to know, do you divide your uploading between the 2 channels evenly? And how do you find the time, Steve?
I sort of started up Lost and Found in response to losing Starry Lock, and I really never reestablished my presence on Starry Lock. So it seriously suffered when I started up Lost and Found.
So if you hang around here for a while and you start to know these people in this chat room, be leery of this person who says you should hire Jesse to be a bikini model on your channel.
Oh my
Get
God.
them subs up fast. Do not, I repeat, do not take any kind of advice from Ohio Relic Hunter. He will lead you down the wrong path.
And every chat room has their clown, and we have Ohio Relic Hunter. Well, can't forget GoPro Unlimited either, you know.
Or David Villa. Don't forget David. Don't leave him out.
Yeah, can't forget David Villa also. You know.
Susan Hamilton, are you in Hawaii?
No, I think she was stationed in Hawaii.
Oh, okay. Hey, Graveyard. So Graveyard says Starry was the first person to shout out my channel. I'll never forget that. So I've seen that a couple times in there. Do you do a lot of shout outs to small channels?
Yeah, I've seen that comment bouncing around too. Sorry.
Yeah, I have a shout out Tuesday. Every Tuesday I do 4 channels and highlight them.
Cool.
Nice.
That's cool.
And I try to make certain it's sometimes large, someone under 1,000, but most of the times it's channels that are under 300 too, because it can be a real pain to get going when you're that under the 100 and you have more videos than you have subscribers. And
right.
I had people who helped me out get started, so I figured I'd pay it forward and keep doing it for other people. So,
here's the thing. One of the drawbacks of YouTube is the idea that you can make money, so you got to grow. Really, you got to grow in order to be able to make that money. And that's true. What I think what matters most is how you grow, organically or artificially. You know, the difference between sugar and sweeteners. So
yeah, I agree with that.
A lot of people get out there. We were talking about this earlier. How you get out there, you think you're going to make a bunch of money doing this, It doesn't always happen. And for those that it does happen, it's because they've got some kind of sponsorship.
Yeah. Aurora. I take it that's short for Aurorum Gold, right? Urum. Prospector. He said he highlights channels, does shout outs, does great work for small channels. Well done. He says Jersey Ray back here said Steve is a great supporter of channels, highlights 4 at a time. Those vids should be shared out. Gotta remember that, Jersey. Her sister Rach, and she has a funny story. She goes, and maybe you could fill us in on this, Steve. Funny story I have to tell about Slash with Steve. You have a funny story with Rach? Jersey Ray Diggs? Oh, and yep, and he don't even know. Uh-oh. And I asked him, what the heck, Jersey Ray? We might have to have you elaborate.
Yeah, a little more of a hint, I think.
Right.
I don't think I can answer that if I don't even know.
I didn't read that till after I said it. I see how you are now, Jersey Ray. I see how you are. I might hide something in the trailer bed when you come in June.
GPU Gold Pro Unlimited has a question. Do you randomly pick the channels you shout out? So do you randomly pick them, or do you search for them and then pick out ones that you think people will be interested in watching?
I have no idea what people would be interested watching for certain. I could, if I knew that, I'd have 10,000 followers on my channel.
Right, I hear you.
Right.
Be monetized and living high on the hog. You'd be driving a Bugatti.
No, I pretty much, if I meet anyone in a chat or someone makes a comment on a video, I check out their channel, I subscribe, see what their size is, add it to the list, and then randomly choose 4 channels every week. If somebody says, hey, Starry, can you do a shout out for me? I'll throw them in the mix with no problem, but.
Right.
So you just go through different treasure hunting niches and find a small channel and check it out, and if you like them, you shout them out.
Pretty much.
Or do you have different subject matters? In other words, like, is it all treasure hunting, or do you throw in things like, I don't know, a court case, or a car chase, or
no, it's all been treasure hunting.
Oh, okay.
Now, GoPro.
I try to get a variety of prospecting, metal detecting, magnet fishing. I'll occasionally throw in some urban explorer of a deserted building, or
right. Those are cool.
Like that. But,
GPU and actually what he was meaning to ask is, do you let them know that you're going to shout them out before you do it? Do you let those channels know? Do you inform them, hey, I'm going to shout you out tonight on my Tuesday night show?
I don't.
Okay.
So it's kind of a surprise attack. And apparently the story is Rach, Steve, when she ordered her first sample t-shirt from Teespring, and she called them back yelling because they sent a double extra large or a double small.
Double small.
Yeah, it was a double small, and I remember ordering a tea. Okay, then she goes, so I'm watching Steve doing the mail call, and lo and behold, I sent him the tea I remembered ordering. Do you remember opening up a Jersey Ray extra
I do indeed. I
small
remember
shirt?
getting a T-shirt that just sort of appeared out of nowhere and no reason why I got it.
And she don't remember who she ordered it for, but she ordered it.
Got it.
And Steve got it. Gold Prospector, I'll get it right sometimes. Help me out. It was a nice surprise getting a shout out. Cheers, he says. So, excellent, excellent.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out, do you pronounce that A-U-R or ur?
I don't know. I don't know. That's why I said help us out. I think
Maybe
of your the what is it, Latin for gold?
Erie? Erie? What?
Erie? That looks like Erie to me. Wayne Peterson, Nugget Brain Wayne Peterson, good to see
Nugget
you,
Brain,
buddy.
what's up, Wayne?
Music Man Mark Miller, the asylum's in the
Ah,
house.
he says it's Welch for gold.
Erie.
From Wales. Welcome.
Excellent, excellent.
Hello. Asylum. Legologist in the house.
John,
Oh,
how are you doing? Good to see you, buddy.
I see JP Longs and Moore's in the house. What's up?
Yeah, he's been here since the show began, my
This is the
friend.
first time I've seen him.
I am sure I ordered it for Steve, just didn't remember doing that. I had to put in his address after all. Steve don't look like he wears an extra small though. Pretty.
Maybe on his hand.
It was pretty tight on you, I take it, Steve.
It's not an extra small. It's an double X large. So
Oh, she wrote double XS. Uh-huh. Didn't know you had blonde fingers, Jersey Ray.
Hey, well, welcome back, Wayne. Haven't seen you in a while. Pop in every once in a while.
She received the double extra small and ordered a extra large. I don't know. You're confusing me, Rach. Come on. I'm partially blonde,
that's not that hard.
Like I said, I'm partially blonde. Oh, look, squirrel.
Happy is an excuse.
Where's the farthest you've gone, miles wise or state wise, on a treasure hunt, Steve? Have you been to any outings, events, or anything like that out of state?
no.
Not yet, or no
Not yet.
plan. That's the thing that I find about treasure hunting. It can take you all over the place. I mean, if you're into treasure hunting and if you're into that kind of stuff, have you checked out like Terry Carter? Have you checked out oh, what's his name? We got Terry Carter and Timothy Draper, Treasures of America. Have you checked those channels out?
No, I don't think I'm familiar with them.
Well, Terry Carter does interviews with old time prospectors and treasure hunters and gets their stories on their on myths and legends of different treasures throughout the country, mostly out west, mostly Utah, from Mexico on up, you know, the western states. And then Timothy, same thing, but I mean more modern, like the Jesse James legends and you know, the cowboys and that. But all legends, all golds, all treasures. So what are pretty cool channels to check out. We've had
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Oh yeah. I like Terry Carter because he's documenting the old legends and stuff before those people that know the legends before they're gone. So he sits down with them and has them tell the stories. Really cool stuff to listen to.
Then he has other stuff like when he interviewed the Fisher family,
Right.
about the Anatolia, and he does stuff like Spanish gold and symbols and go out hunting for pictographs and hidden history.
Right, yeah, the Native American, well, not just Native American, but all the symbols and stuff that's and pictographs that are all over the country, documenting all he can. I notice he's getting pretty old too. I just saw a picture of him recently. He's getting there. Of course, we all are.
So you've said you've never prospected yet, Steve, but you have some dirt, right?
Yes.
Do you have a gold pan?
I do not.
Well, do you have a aluminum pie pan, a good one?
No. Not that I couldn't obtain that pretty easily, but I do not.
Okay, well, gold pans are amazingly affordable, but when if and when you do get a gold pan, just get a tub, a tote, small tote, fill it up with water, and practice, and then you'll see the flash in your pan, pun intended, and then you go, gold's been found in Iowa. Where? It's pretty fun. It's really relaxing. Ohio Relic Hunter said Terry Carter documented Jesse's baby pics on the cave wall. I didn't see that episode, Jesse. Jeez.
Yeah, I missed it too. Of course, you saw my response, right?
Yeah, I saw it. Hardy har har. See what we have to put up with, Steve. Does this happen during your live shows? Terry Marshall, g'day.
For a second there, I thought that was Terry Carter popping in. Hey,
PA
he could be lurking.
PA Patriot. Yeah, you might be lurking in a motel room by some nuclear plant somewhere he's working on. He works all over the country, so.
PA Patriot, welcome. Campsite 419. Oh, you gotta find some place where there's some gold.
Yeah, no doubt. Give me a
That's the
second.
first step. That's
Give,
the first step. You gotta dig where there's gold.
give me a second. I gotta leave my studio for a second,
Oh
Jesse.
no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Uh-oh. Be right back.
Oh, yeah, he'll be right back. So what you have, well, we asked you if you got any other plans. You do any merchandise yet?
I have not set up any merchandise. I've got way too many stickers and magnets from Sticker Mule and have just been giving them away. So
That's usually what you do. You get stickers and give them away.
yep.
I've seen people get stickers and want to sell them and they don't sell, and they have to wind up giving them away anyways. So that's one of those expenses. So
Yeah, I've
haven't-
seen people try to sell their stickers for as much as $5, and that's
Right.
just a bit rich.
Yeah. Yeah, they can be. They're not, it's not like they're that expensive to have a whole sheet made, but they're still expensive.
I'm back. Sorry, I had a lot of coffee day. And plus I shut the door to my studio area, so those kittens would have to crawl underneath the stairs to infiltrate my area.
Hey, it's the other end. Welcome.
HD! HD's waving, Starry. So have you had any like what's the scariest situation that's ever happened to you while treasure hunting?
I don't think I've ever had, but I've done everything in and around a town of 3,000, and I've never happened upon a meth lab. Meth lab.
That's good. So we were talking earlier about bottle dumps, right?
Yep.
Do you do much research with what you're doing?
Some. I do more research when I'm on Sunday. My live, I tend to go out, if the weather permitting, I tend to go out to small towns and do exploring, and I tend to do a fair amount of research on that. And that might lead me to going back there later for detecting. But
Right, that's a good way to find out where these old homesteads and these old farms and some of these bottle dumps might be.
yeah, that makes sense.
Especially if you get into some of the older city maps and stuff. And I've told this story before. There's a field not far from here. That's a cornfield now. 70, 80 years ago, there was a town there. A small little town, but it's all gone. And there's like shopping malls and centers and stuff in front of it. But the field itself is where the town was. If you look at some of the old maps, you can find it. That's something to look for too, because something I realized since I've been doing this is everything's constantly changing. What's a woods or a field now may not have been 100 years ago. May have been a whole neighborhood
Yep.
might have been a village, out away from the main city. So and that's why I said, like I said earlier when we were talking, there's people lose stuff everywhere. Some of the places you can go through, you think that how did this get here? Well, people lost the stuff there one time. So the research, yeah, definitely need to do a lot of research. But yeah, those old maps could help you find places like that. You can see, especially old topo maps.
Yeah, they'll. And what's that one site you use? Oldaerials.com
Aerial photography, aerial photographs.
and like oldmaps.com. The Library of Congress is great for research. Um, that's one thing, like prospecting, a lot of it is research. And from what I've heard in all the fingers of the treasure hand, research is a huge part of it. I guess not so much for magnet fishing. You just go look for an area where good chance someone threw trash in or a gun or something, huh?
That's kind of more hit and miss, or learning what types of bridges have a tendency to attract those kinds of
Well, the
activities.
Vixens say they have the
How's that
better
for
luck
politics?
on more graffiti type bridges and stuff,
Right.
Ohio
Did you
waters are surprisingly clean
clean?
by bridges I've been by.
Same here, man. Same here. We did a stretch of about what, maybe 5 bridges all on the same creek, right? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So that's kind of disheartening. Then we went to one and got all kinds of trash.
Historic aerials. Thanks,
Yes.
Ed.
Thanks, Ed. Yep, historic aerials. Good place. Shows so good. It doesn't. It just gives you little square dots for buildings and stuff. It may tell you it's a school, or it might just tell you it's a building.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, lot of places online you can find topos and all kinds of maps. And
Yeah, there's quite a few old maps for around here from an insurance company that mapped out towns in the 1920s and 30s for that purpose.
heck yeah. Check out Frank Pandozzi's Ghost Towns of the East. So, he's top to them. Legends of America.com. Let's check it out. I will check it out.
I just opened it up. Hopefully
I just
my
hope it's not like,
system won't.
some weird channel. I gotta be careful with Bill here.
Yeah, who knows what he'll put in the room.
I still think I can trust him better than you know who.
Right.
Home Zoo and Prospecting. Welcome. Brewers Prospecting is in the house. Chilling and Grilling Adventures with Dan B.
Dan B.
He's looking. And then Jeff Papa.
Now, do you want to go to like detecting events or anything like that? Or do you like just hanging around in your own neck of the woods? Or do you want to spread out your umbrella search area more?
Well, I'm not very good, despite finding a harmonica reed, that was pure luck because I'm not very good at metal detecting at this point.
Well, that takes practice.
I know.
You probably weren't very good at magnet fishing either when you first started.
I'm still not because all I got in this area are fish hooks and bottle caps.
Hey, you're cleaning it. You're accomplishing something anyways,
Yeah.
right?
Yep,
And we all
getting the fish up out of the water.
right. And you know, we all start off not knowing what we're doing. And then we learn as we go. You know, so yeah, you can't, it's like, you know, Ed's been doing it for 20 some years. I've been doing this for 10 years. I still got lots and lots to learn.
30 years now.
Oh, 30 years.
Plus.
Yeah.
Ian was 1 and he's 32 now, so 31 years. Wow.
There's always more to learn.
Kids,
Always.
they make you feel old, damn it. Ian, where are you, buddy? He could be lurking.
No, kids just show you your age.
Yeah, he reminded me of that on the 2nd of the month, you know, when he turned 32.
They just, look, Dad, see how old you are? Yeah, that's all I think about. Yeah.
So, well, events are really cool. A lot of times they're more of a social event for me than
Right.
actually joining a detector or getting my pan wet. But
Yeah, I have thought about events. Unfortunately for me, I live in Iowa, and I think the closest events have been in Illinois. So, you know, it's going to be a bit of travel and managing to line up the time off.
right. What do you
That always
do?
seems to be a problem. Work. Work always gets in the way.
Yep. I'll be spending most of tomorrow digging through 15-year-old computer parts to try to construct a loaner unit to send out to a customer. So.
So is that your day job? You're a IT guy?
On the hardware end of that, yes.
You run the hardware store then?
Computer.
Hardware, sure, I know.
So
but it's, you know, it's only
I
for
wasn't
my
thinking saws and hammers or nothing, you know.
it's only I work for a company that makes computers for radio stations, so I don't deal with the general public as a whole. I don't even really talk to anybody most days other than the UPS driver. So
that's the way you like it, huh?
Yeah, it doesn't, you know, bother me most of the time. Reinforces that grouchy old man hiding in the building.
Yeah, everybody's got one of those, huh? Everybody's got one of those. A guy no one can get along with because he knows everything. And he usually does. Oh no. Yeah, get off my lawn. So
I'll
I've
have
kind
to
of
look
decided,
for that.
yeah.
And Terry Marshall's Opal episode is on YouTube now. I'll have to find it. Mr. Lodak is putting down some information.
Yep.
So, what's your favorite way to do any research? We touched a little on research, but did we get into that?
We haven't really talked about it, no. I don't have that many websites, so it's pretty much been a hit and miss thing searching on the internet for me mostly.
Right.
Okay,
Well, I mean, there's a lot of places, a lot of things you can look at too. I mean, even with even modern day technology like LiDAR can help you find places, can locate anomalies in the ground that will tell you if there's something there besides what's, just regular ground.
Yeah, I've seen quite a few detectors in the UK who are taking advantage of that. I don't think I've heard about anyone in the US. Not that they wouldn't work here. It's just.
Oh no, it would definitely work here. I know. I mean, we have a friend, Matt Hops, the prospecting geologist. He has a channel, and he teaches you how to use LiDAR. Goes through the steps, teaches how to use it, how you can use it, for what you're doing. It's a pretty cool channel.
Teaches you on a lot of aspects too, and apps also that are beneficial for research. So that LiDAR is interesting. You could find it kind of strips away the vegetation and lets you see the topography of ground you might be interested, or where an old homestead was, or maybe a mound, ceremonial mound, burial mound, whatever. And
Yeah, even old foundations that are the actual foundation itself is gone, but the imprint's still there that you can't see, that you'll be able to find with LiDAR. LiDAR is so cool. And it's getting to the point now where they're able to apply LiDAR in smaller drones. I mean, when it was first out, LiDAR, you had a big drone to fly it, But yeah, they're getting smaller. I think LiDAR is.
Well, a lot of states are doing it now, and
Right. The states are having their land what would you call it? Exposed.
right? But at my own little private Idaho, Jesse, I use that app, CalTopo, is it? Sure,
Right.
Mr. Lodak?
CalTopo.
Yeah, and on my own private little Idaho permission, you could actually, I'm trying to find where the cemetery is in the woods right now. And maybe a old dump to where that old 1800s homestead is on the ridge.
Right.
But there's two very pronounced mounds I've found. I'm thinking one might be bricks that covered up with dirt from the old schoolhouse that's on the property too.
Yeah, Bill says try this. It's LiDAR without the huge downloads.
Yeah, I opened it up too.
National Geology viewer.
Looks like I'm still doing good, so I don't have too many tabs open.
Yeah, Topo is the one that prospector geologist back here.
Old mining trails, test pits, shafts all show up on LiDAR.
Right.
That's right.
Even,
Cellar
what's cool
holes.
is even test holes.
Yeah.
Test holes show up.
Along with cellar holes and
right, cellar holes, right.
trenches and all kinds of stuff. Yeah. You might want to check it out. See ya, PA. Thanks for being here.
Yep, thanks. Stay safe out there.
I was
So
going
do you
to
find yourself, now that you've gotten into this treasure hunting and metal detecting and magnet fishing, well, before I go there, I got a question. What's been the strangest thing that you found? Not necessarily the strangest thing or something you couldn't identify that you found magnet fishing or metal detecting. Found anything yet?
Magnet fishing, I found something I didn't know what it was, and it just ended up being a fishing pole holder. So that's not all that exciting. When I first got my metal detector, I detected in my front yard, and the house I'm living in was built in the 1890s, and I found this key that ended in just a really short key, and then it has, your normal one end where you would turn with, but the other end only narrowed down to, it didn't come to a sharp point, sort of a dull end, but it narrowed down to three sides.
Huh.
And after a lot of research and various people looking into it, as far as we could tell, it was one of two things. It looked just like a key that the old Singer sewing machines that you use your foot on a pedal to power it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
They used a key similar to that to lock those sewing machines down. And then there are certain brands of pianos that would lock the door that closed over the keyboard.
Right.
With a similar key to that.
Huh. Lock your piano up.
Yeah, my parents had an old upright that had a lock on that cover. I guess parents locked it up so their cats wouldn't walk on it at night or something, or kids wouldn't play in the middle of the night. I don't know. Why would why would someone have a lock on a piano?
Didn't want anybody to steal the music.
Ta-da.
But the people likely to steal the music would. This key was like for several different brands of pianos, and so everyone had the same key. So it can't be to lock someone out that would play the piano.
Would it be part of the tuning it?
No, it was definitely for the lock and not for tuning it. According to anything I saw, I don't know. I mean, I never got a solid answer, nor have I found.
You said it came to kind of a dull point with fins on it all the way around it.
It narrowed it down to three sides.
Oh, three sides. It went from round to pyramid shape or triangle shape.
Triangle shaped, yeah.
Oh, that almost sounds like some kind of screwdriver.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Do you have it handy?
I do not have it handy, no.
Oh yeah, I forgot all about treasure porn. Sorry, Bill. Sorry, Jeff.
Yeah. No treasure porn tonight, guys. Sorry.
Maybe we could make up for that for the next week's guest.
Yeah, okay.
Well, next week's guest, I think's Jeff Williams. So. Yeah.
So, mostly, most every week, we have our hypothetical question, right? And Steve kind of knows where I'm going to go with it, so I hope he's been thinking about it. I'm going to give it a little twist tonight instead of just where do you want to go and what would you like to find. What is your fantasy? Oh, well, here you have no limitations. The law don't mean nothing to you. You don't have to worry about the IRS. You ain't got to worry about none of that. You can go wherever you want, find whatever treasure you want to look for. Once you find your treasure, and here comes the twist. What is your fantasy to do with that treasure?
Well, that's a good question.
It's a fantasy, right? So you've gotten all the treasure you wanted to get for all its value. What's the fantasy you're gonna use your treasure for? Like, are you gonna go buy a gold castle up in on the clouds, or move to Mars? What's your fantasy?
I don't know. I mean, to find this treasure, you already gave me unlimited travel and immunity to all laws.
Yeah, it's that big, so.
I mean, you think about. I mean, look, you buy a scratch ticket, lottery ticket, and you have hopes of hitting the big lottery. You got to have a fantasy that goes with that. Otherwise, what's the point, right?
Guess that's why I don't buy many scratch tickets.
Well, but you are a treasure hunter now. You are a treasure hunter. I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm always looking on the ground. I'm gonna find my softball sized gold nugget somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm looking for it. And I'm also gonna find me a 5 to 10 carat diamond just laying there on the ground for my wife.
Sure.
But that's my fantasy, right?
Yeah, luckily your fantasy already eliminated the IRS coming after you for it.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, I don't want nothing to hold me back, right? So that is the twist on the new hypothetical for you guys out there. What is your fantasy once you find your treasure? I mean, finding the treasure is a fantasy in itself, but that's just the hunt, right? You don't go out and hunt for wild boar without getting some kind of reward for it, either the meat or the head on the wall, right? That's
So
finding the treasure is the fun part. What are you gonna do with it once you got it?
I'm always looking for small treasures that aren't worth a whole lot of money. So hadn't thought grand scale, setting up my own kingdom in some faraway country.
Well, that's a good fantasy. I didn't think that big, but yeah. I wasn't even thinking about a country, just my own place. Leave me alone.
Open up your own museum and display all your
There you go.
your findings and share them with everybody.
There you go.
There's people that are actually doing stuff like that, Ruby.
Yeah, I bet.
Well, there's a lot of small museums all over the country. A little museum where people have collected treasures and want to show everybody because we're treasure hunters, like to brag about what they find, right? For the most part.
Right.
Museums. Yeah. I mean, if I had think if you had like the most extreme Elvis Presley collection, well, why wouldn't you build a museum?
Yeah, just northwest of here up in Spirit Lake, there's actually a museum that is nothing but all the U.S. banknotes the guy collected in his lifetime. And it is now the largest collection of federal banknotes in existence. So,
Wow. Nice.
I mean, that hadn't have been that dude's fantasy to have every single bill ever made, or type of bill ever produced.
yeah, it probably was.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, that is cool. I mean, so we should all quit our jobs and open up museums, right? No.
I don't want to keep my coins and tokens. I want to get rid of them, Jesse.
Well, then you donate them
Then
to
you're
the
not.
museum.
Yeah, you donate them to a museum.
No, I'm trying to have a fund my adventures. Fund my adventures and help pay my bills.
Yeah, that's a fantasy.
Yeah, because when I get old enough to be like you, Jesse, I want less anchors. Less anchors. So, and might as well get them out to people that would enjoy them and like having them.
Hey, Paul, Ohio here too.
Yes, sir. The problem with museums is having the general population be interested in history. I feel not enough people are interested in history. They only like stupid TikToks. They only like stupid. Yeah. Unfortunately, the new generation coming up. But that's why we start them young. Caleb, start them young, get them into.
Hopefully it sticks enough that it gets them through.
Yeah,
gets them through.
I've met many of people that had no interest in history until they started
treasure
detecting or some form of treasure hunting, then prospecting. Then they dive into the history and the wonder.
Yep, that's what you got. That's what we got to do, Deej. We got to mentor the next generation.
That's right, Deej.
But you got to get them interested first. That's the hard part.
I don't know, Jeff. My dad was a historian. I always liked history. But my dad was a great teacher and he made it really cool.
Yeah, you got to make history cool because history is kind of boring.
Oh, it could be.
History's still boring for Ruby.
I failed history. I had the worst teacher in the world.
And that makes a big difference.
He put you to sleep every day. Everybody was sleeping.
Our history was easy. You could get him off subject. He'd start talking about the Korean War and stuff, or talking about this.
Still talking about history, though.
Yeah, but it was more fun that way.
Yeah.
It was like his own personal history, what he was doing. And then we'd have to answer the questions on real history. But you could get him off on any subject. It didn't matter what the subject was. Hey, you didn't mention it. You start talking about it. Kind of like me. Yeah, I agree, full of gold. YouTubers in the prospecting and treasure hunting community are helping. They're opening people's eyes to what's what it really is.
Well, anyone who puts their self out there need to think of themselves, like I've said before, and I know Deej has, as ambassadors of our lifestyle, our hobby, our interests of treasure hunting. And so that way you show that you're digging a proper plug and not making a big hole in a public area and a big
And
dirty mess around your hole, or
right.
digging
And
in banks and
it
um
doesn't matter how big a channel you have either. There are so
no,
many people out there with channels that if everybody were to do that, just every once in a while, like I always say, show how you're reclaiming, show how you're cleaning up, show the good that we do.
right,
It's
right.
important that we do that. And I know these guys in the chat room, they hear me say it about every other week, but it is important. It's something that I just feel really strong about. Gold will forever be found in the creeks. Getting out there and enjoying Mother Nature is an experience everyone needs to experience in their life. And simply buying a gold pan isn't expensive.
Right.
That's right. Anything anytime you get an opportunity to go outdoors and enjoy being outdoors, even if it's just hanging out at the park, even if it's just hanging next to a creek and reading a book.
It's
It's
rather therapeutic. I hope you try it.
yeah.
Even if you're panning in a tub at home. Like when I'm really stressful, Steve, Jesse, I'll come home. I won't even come in. I'll go out to my shed and I'll put some cons that are all ready for the blue bowl in the blue bowl, let the water run. I'll
Watch it.
I'll watch it, and ooh, there's a speck. And I'm listening to the water therapy, and then I'll go to my panning trough or panning tub, I should say, a tote, whatever. And do a pan and kind of chill out and relax. Because last thing I want to do is bring home a bad day, you know. No
Right.
reason for Judy to put up with my bad day at work or something. So I kind of go out in the shed and chillax a
Totally.
little and pan or look at some rocks or crush some rock or something.
Not to change the subject, but holy crap, Aerosmith still touring.
They're doing their farewell tour.
Oh, okay.
Ain't this like their third one? Kind of like Led
Yeah,
Zeppelin and Ozzy Osbourne and
yeah.
They'll be rolling themselves out in their wheelchairs.
I mean, the Rolling Stones are still out there too. So
Well, that's
Yeah,
true.
that's
That's true.
true.
That's true.
yeah, when I
They
saw
pop
the
up Keith
Stones,
Richards, put a cigarette in his mouth and tire in his hands, and he stands there and plays. So take the kids, full of gold. Take the kids out, camp with friends, spend a few hours after work. No, mental healing, it's more valuable than gold.
Yes.
Absolutely.
there, and we say
There.
that a lot
Man,
here. You know, the
that's
gold
almost a
is a bonus, the
that's
treasure is
almost
a
a t-shirt.
bonus. The real treasure are the people you meet, the friends you make, right? And the
Yeah.
sights you see.
Oh, the cure
They
for
are
it.
too busy playing computer games now. Hmm.
That's gonna wind up being a t-shirt somehow.
You already got Jed's head's brain working on that.
Sorry. I have to write it down or I won't ever remember it. I don't remember it now. I have to look at it. Okay.
That doggone CRS, huh?
Mhm.
Yeah, you keep saying that.
Well, then you live all the way down there. We should come to you then, right?
Eventually, one day, maybe. I'm always hoping. I've dreamt of going to Australia for decades and decades, full of gold. When I was younger, it was to go down there and surf like Bell's Beach and stuff. Now it's to find gold or opals or go out in the outback and drive next to a kangaroo and see a koala bear in their natural habitat. Don't want to feed no dingoes, though. But Australia has spiders as big as houses and stuff. Gee whiz. Just keep me
Yeah.
away from spiders that could actually drain my blood and get me in their spider web or something. Any questions you have for us that you might be interested in, Steve?
Not that I can think of at this point. I am starting to get kind of drowsy. I get up at 4:30 in the morning, so
Oh, that's you, myself,
Not me.
someone else. Oh, yeah, John Digologist said he wakes up at 4:32. But
Wow.
Tuesday nights is a given. It's a late night for me.
So I guess you know Jack Tucker, right? From you know Jack Tucker.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Gold
he
Fever
just
Adventures.
right. Yeah, he's in here sometimes.
Gold
Hey,
Fever Radio, yeah.
right. He says, "Yes, I passed and now certified." He learned to dive too.
Yeah, that he did. He's spreading out, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, Deej. Well, campsite wakes up at 5. Me,
Yeah.
Rach at 5:30. To be honest, my time waking up varies. It all depends on my commute to the job site the next day. And I never really know where I'm gonna be the next day until like 3:30 the day before.
You see what Full of Gold just commented to you?
Bells Beach is a few hours from me. You should get Crotch on here from the Surfing Prospector YouTube channel. He's a top bloke and has plenty of stories. I'll have to check him out. Surfing Prospector. I think I'm subscribed to him. I've been on YouTube since '08. I probably have more subscriptions than I have subscribers. So,
Oh, that's now that's the proper way to dig for gold with an excavator. Full of Gold just says, I'm just starting work now. I'm digging for gold with the excavator.
yeah, I'm subscribed to him. You probably don't know who I am. I'm just a small little channel full of gold. But then again, I've had a few guests with them over 1 million subs. Aqua
Yeah, I was gonna say
Jigger, Dan Hurd.
you might be a small channel, but you get big personalities on this channel. You get yeah. which is cool. Brad goes, chock or full of gold. It's midday. You sleep in or what?
Yeah, he is, Terry Curry. Jack's living his dream. Well, if he can sleep in, hey, more power to him. It's all those
Right.
nuggets he finds. Well, if you're getting tired and wake up early, we don't want to keep you and bore you, Steve.
Well, I hope I wasn't the worst guest you've ever had. I know
Oh,
I'm
no.
not that exciting, but
Oh no, we've
You'll
had
get the hang of it.
far worse than you.
Oh, yeah.
Reminds me of a time when right before showtime, we're like, remember we're a family-friendly channel, no cussing. At this time, mute your mic. We'll be live, but you damn blankety blank F bomb blank dog, you try and bite me, I'll blankety blank kill you.
That was a funny
Oh. Beep, 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 beep. Oh,
well,
no.
thank you much for inviting me. It
You
was
you were a pleasure to have on.
It's back.
You did better than you warned us of,
Yeah.
in my
Yeah.
opinion. We didn't have to pry every little thing out of you, Steve. So it's
Well, not
okay.
right. Not everything.
It's I want to thank you for being the supporter of the community you are. You are a pillar supporter in the community. I want to thank you for um, what you've done on some fundraisers for unfortunate children in the past and stuff. And you are highly thought of in our community, Steve.
Yeah, a lot of compliments on what you do and the fact that you shout out all these channels every week. They appreciate it.
Yes,
They
they
appreciate
do.
every
And we
melody.
appreciate you joining us. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you for uh, taking us up on our invitation. I've
Yeah.
enjoyed having you on.
oh, thank you.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, Ronald, it was a great show.
You're absolutely right. Kane Friday, how you doing? And we appreciate you being here too, Ronald. I know we give you a hell of a hard time when you're not or you're late. That's because we love you and it's you're the reason why we're on Tuesday night. Ronald's probably going, Jesse. Damn, they're never gonna let me live that
Nope.
down, are they?
Nope. Nope. Nope.
Nope.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
No,
Nope.
no,
Nope.
no. Sure not, Ronald. Know why? Because we love you. That's why.
Well, full of gold. You're welcome. And yeah, it's the smaller prospector channels, the treasure hunting channels that make up the majority of what's here on YouTube. It's like our gold,
Oh
right?
yeah.
Yeah. The majority of our gold is going to be fine placer, glacial goals, to be small pieces, but it's a lot of it, and it all adds up. So with all these little channels being recognized like this, it does. It adds up, and it makes more people able to see it because the algorithms and they'll start pushing them to those channels. Yeah, it's always nice to talk to somebody that is just learning or been around for a while and learn from them or teach them. Either way, just fun to be around people.
Oh, you're more than welcome, Paul
Fun.
C. We appreciate
Fun
you
stuff.
being here too. Well,
And with that, I think we should say goodnight.
well, we're about at that time anyway,
Yep.
Time flies when you're having a good time.
Yep. Oh, there's Robert.
Robert, you're just in time for us to say thank you all for joining us tonight with our guest, Steve from Starry's Lost and Found in ToledoJess, my prospecting buddy, partner, and co-host of Tuesday Night Hangout Live. Mr. Tim for PC. What the heck, Tim? Tim for Gold. Sneaking in on his other channel. Good seeing you, brother. Next
you should set your clock a little bit better. You're like 2 hours behind.
Right. The 16th next week reminds me I gotta send that guy an email. We're having geologist, gold prospector, crazy man from the desert of Nevada. I don't think we'll get Slim in there. He always seems to be sleeping or in something out in his shed or cave or mine shaft whenever we have Jeff.
Under a rock.
But next week we're having Jeff Williams join us again. That should be a really good show. And for all you gold porn addicts and treasure porn addicts, we should have some gold porn for you all. Sorry we couldn't help you this time, but hey.
Next week, bring all your safety equipment with you.
Keep on bugging me, Terry Curry. I'll get out there sooner or later.
In the bathroom.
Preferably sooner.
Ruby says they're just gonna have to take some gold prospecting magazines to the bathroom. Good night.
Everybody, thank you again for joining us. We love you all. Podcast listeners, thank you very much. Until next time, may you always have a flash in your pen.
And you know what he's going to say.
That's right, Jesse, because it does happen, don't it?
It does.
Yeah.
Oh, after party on GPS.
Crater of Diamonds, Menards, on the river. We hope to meet you one day somewhere.
Hey, I might even sneak up on you.
You never know. That's been known to happen too. Good night, everybody. God bless. Love you all. For now,
Good night.
We're out of here.
Good night, Kathleen Maples. It must have been either a lurker or just got here really late.
Kathleen Maples, hello. Good night. Brad, see you, mate.
EBU. Good night. Night, Matt. Good night.
See you Saturday. You coming to my house Saturday, Robert? Jeff, thank you. Susan.
Buenos nachos, David.
Hasta luego, amigo.
Hasta la bye-bye.
Moon's over in Miami. Good night.
All you lurkers, good night. Thank you.
Yeah.
You're
All
there.
of you. Thank you, Mr. Lodak.
Yeah, Mr. Lodak.
Mr. Tim, good to see you, brother. I can't. I wish. But you never know. No, I can't. I have an auction Saturday.
Heavy
Oh.
Metal Detective 2023 Lurker of the Year. Bit early.